Hello and welcome to Destination Divergence episode, I want to say 9, it may be 10, I have lost count, whatever. Still in the single digits, and I've already lost count. This is great. For like the third time, whatever. Anyways, last time...
10.
It's 10, okay, thank you. We're not even in the single digits. But last time, you guys smacked a half-orc around quite a lot until he fell unconscious, and you literally beat the devil out of him. And now he's on the ground in front of you, and that's your recap.
All right.
Straight and to the point.
Right.
Now, if I remember correctly, still out of character, of course, did Charlie just pump some healing into him?
He did.
I sure did.
So this half-orc is now on the ground, and again, the weird redness that was around him before is kind of all dissipated at this point. He just looks like a fairly normal half-orc. He's wearing not like too common clothes, but they're not fancy either. They don't look like a uniform or anything, but they definitely are more than an average like peasant would wear. He's got a few different daggers and things strapped to his hip. Pretty normal, pretty normal looking half-orc, really. He has just woken up after being healed and is like looking around frantically at all of you, not sure what to make of the situation.
Does he have any identifying marks on him? Say like a tattoo?
Not that you can
Dragon
see directly at this moment.
Interesting.
He coughs a bit and he's like wheezing as he's still waking up.
Joss will take a knee and put out a hand towards him and say, Keth?
Yes. How do you know me? Who are you?
Your friend Abe said to look for you.
Abe sent you. Oh, good. And he looks around the room and sees the blood everywhere, and the one corpse in the back of the room here. And, what happened here? I don't really remember the past couple days very well.
A lot.
We
A
think
lot.
you were used for a ritual of some sort.
A ritual, and he looks at the circle at his feet.
I believe we exorcised the creature from you.
Creature, you say?
Fiend, devil, otherworldly creature, yes.
I see. Well, you have my thanks, for sure. Where are we, by any chance?
We're under the city of Galt right now. Do you mind, just so we can really get our bearings, do you mind telling us what you remember last?
What do I remember last? He thinks for a moment. Well, I was out on patrol around the outskirts of Galt. Not inside the city walls like normal. It was a bit of an excursion into the wilderness. Not into the Eldritch Forest, but, almost there. Just searching for anything that could be hidden out there. And I felt a prick at the back of my neck, and I reached back and found a dart, and then nothing.
Okay.
That is unfortunate.
It is.
And you said Abe sent you. How long have I been gone?
Well, Abe didn't technically send us. He just mentioned to me that you were missing.
I see. How long was I out? How long was I here? Was I here the whole time?
We don't rightly know. But how long did you say he was missing?
I'll let Dross answer that.
That was like a week or two.
That's about right.
Okay, a couple weeks.
A couple weeks. Wow. I can't imagine what they did while I was gone. It must be them. And he looks all around you. You've saved me, so I can trust you. Yes.
I should hope.
Fair.
I've been investigating the Aurum. I don't think they were up to too much good here in Galt during the war. In fact, I know they weren't up to too much good, but I think they were up to even less good than they let on during the war. And if it's them who captured me here, then I'm certain that my my intuition was correct.
It was indeed.
I think you're very right. I'm sorry, out of character, can you remind me what this guy's name is again?
Keth
Keth.
Tharask.
Thrash.
Thrash.
Thrash or Thrash?
Tharashk with the SH, you're right.
Thrashk. Nice and easy.
Yeah, love it.
Orc names.
Orc names, yep.
Keth, I believe you have the acquaintance of Mr. James Burker?
Yes, I know James. He's a mage that's been studying here for quite some time. You know him as well?
I have met him. Are you aware of his present circumstance?
I assumed he was... Well, now that you mention it, if we're under Galt and he's not here, then I suppose I'm not aware of his current circumstance.
He's being imprisoned.
Uh-huh.
I believe it has to do with exactly what you were just talking about. I've been looking into this as well as the rest of our group here, and it was him who led us down here. So for what it's worth, without his help, we probably wouldn't have found you.
Who is this gentleman you've been working with?
His name is James Burker. He was he's a mage who, from what I could tell, has been doing was employed by the Aurum for some probably pretty rough work, but that he wasn't doing out of any sort of malice, just looking to make pay, and then they threw him in jail for his involvement.
All right, thank you. He's a good guy.
Yeah,
Tough times.
and he's really down on his luck, but yeah, definitely. I mean, as I can tell, a good man for what if he's in league with Keth here. I think we know what side we're on.
Okay.
Well, that is good to know for sure. He's kind of reaching up one hand. Well, first he reaches up his right arm to kind of scratch his stubble underneath his chin a little bit, but unfortunately his right arm is still dislocated, so he reaches up his left arm instead. This is all very interesting. Now, if they've imprisoned James, then the Aura must have worked their way into the guard somehow in my absence. Maybe that's why they took me out so long ago. I wonder how many others they've imprisoned in such a way. How, would you say, are you all familiar with Galt? Are you newcomers here, or?
We are.
I've traveled around a lot. Not super familiar with this place.
I see. Did it seem fairly bustling, or is it fairly bare around here as of late?
With whatever relative perspective I have, I would say it seemed on the bare side.
Interesting. Well, this is definitely something I'll have to look into some. He's, very, very kind of aggressively, like, picking at his chin. It's like, man, I can tell I haven't shaven in a while, yes.
Well, I could try and give you a shave if you want. I'll just give you this knife.
Yes, that would be good. And could somebody fix my shoulder, perhaps some of my other wounds? That would be much appreciated, although I could seek healing elsewhere.
Sure. I shouldn't do that.
Here, I have some training in medicine. Here, I can help you as best I can, and then Felicia can probably heal you more.
I do have to say, unfortunately, it took the last of my reserves to, bring you back from death.
Well,
Or perhaps not. You're stuck with me.
well, Nakarth, make me a
My
medicine check.
apologies.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to give you a bless. What is the cantrip one?
Guidance.
Guidance. Yeah. Try to
Jordan.
give a little pointers on anatomy.
Okay. Did I hear someone?
Human anatomy that I understand.
Did I hear someone ask the DM? What?
Yeah, if I look up, how is the orb doing?
The orb still has like a golden crack along it, and like kind of like a spider web, like fractal crack. It's not split open or anything, and it's still swirling inside. Besides the like kind of glowy golden crack, it looks just as it did earlier.
Okay, we're gonna leave that alone.
Total 20.
Total 20. Okay. You kind of reach down, you give him something to bite on real quick, then you just pop his shoulder back in. He grunts a bit, but he thanks you, and then you start bandaging up some of his more minor wounds, the cuts and scrapes he got through the mysterious red translucent armor that he somehow manifested before.
Okey-doke.
Dross says, I'm going to take a more thorough look around, and I'm going to start wandering back this way.
All right. Anyone following Drost?
I'll follow him.
All right.
I am more curious about this orb, but I don't think I'll be able to make heads or tails of it. And
Yes.
follow Drost.
Perhaps that is something we could ask James. I'm sure
Yes.
once I return to the surface, even if they have bribed the guards, perhaps I'm sure once I arrive back, things should snap back to order.
If you don't mind, I would like to accompany you, Keth. I've made something of I'm just like currying some favor with the temple, and I know that they clearly have something of an agenda here when it comes to the Aurum. They may be infiltrated the most, and I think having myself there as someone to vouch for you may have some sort of protective value, I hope, as we move forward.
I would say that I wouldn't want to endanger any of you, but really you've all saved my life from something that I clearly was not capable of handling, so I will accept any help you will give me, absolutely.
Yeah, I think we're past that, so that
I'm
sounds
glad you
good.
have good sense.
Well, that's rather hard to become the sheriff of such a town without sense, but thank you.
I'd be surprised at the senseless fools that gain power.
That is also fair. All right, so Drost and Leroy. Drost, are you investigating that room you're standing in currently?
Yeah.
All right, so over on the left, there are these kind of three chests here. There's the body up here. All these desks are filled mostly with notes, but they do have some magical odds and ends and trinkets on them. This here is just a set of some kind of tools, mostly. They just kind of seem to be left there in a hurry. And this is just a bookcase. But
Okay.
if you want to inspect anything in particular.
Well, let's see. I remember at this desk over here, there was listed to be spell shards and
Yep.
other stuff, so I'd probably go through it more thoroughly and just start collecting materials.
Yep, make me your choice of Arcana or Investigation.
I will take investigation. That's 17.
All right. So you find all the same notes that were found before in the weird shorthand that you couldn't quite understand. And again, you find the kind of crystals and things you were digging through while you were trying to find something useful. You may add to your inventory spell shards, like a bunch of miscellaneous small fragments of spell shards, really, but worth 300 gold pieces.
Oh shit.
Hey, not too bad.
And Leroy, what are you taking a look at?
I was going to look at the chests in this room.
All right, starting with the first one. All right, what would you like to do to the chest?
First, I want to, before opening any of them, I want to make sure that they're grabbed.
All right, make me an investigation roll for the first chest.
All right. 9.
It
Efficient in that.
does not look trapped to you. Looks like a normal chest.
Great. I will open it with my mage hand.
All right, it opens with no resistance. It seems like just a fairly common chest, whatever it is. It's here at the foot of a bed, and in it are mostly spare blankets, some clothes, things like that. It appears to be, someone's, several people's residence here, or perhaps temporary residence as needed. At the bottom, though, you do find a coin pouch and a few bottles of whiskey.
Oh, baby.
The whiskey you can't identify, but the coin pouch has 57 gold pieces in it.
I take it.
All right. And Nakareth, are you checking out those chests over there?
Kieran,
Huh? I'm sorry.
Did I cut out?
Zoned
Sorry.
you checking out the chest?
Yes, I would like to investigate these chests. First, checking for traps.
All right. Roll me investigation. For the
Alright.
first chest.
Ooh. 17 plus 0, so 17.
All right. Does not look trapped, but you do find out that it's locked.
Pity. Are any of the chests over here unlocked?
That investigation was for one chest, so you can roll again for another one if you want. That was for the bottom chest, we'll say.
Alright.
Let me know when I would be done tossing the desk so I can help him out.
Yeah, I was going to let each of you kind of finish investigating one thing, and then I'll swap back to the other group over here, and then I'll come back to you guys and back and forth. And, yeah. Split the party stuff. 11.
Always do that.
So that's investigating the second chest, you said?
Yeah.
This one, again, appears locked, but you don't see any traps.
Okay. And the third?
Go for it.
14.
14. Yep, this one's also locked. Don't see any traps.
Hmm.
And for now,
yeah.
we'll bop back over here.
Carrick wanted to look through all of the cells in here and see what was in them.
Sure. Make me an investigation check.
Sorry, I'm getting my bearings.
No worries.
It's an 8.
8. So you see a corpse in this one. It is a corpse of a halfling. Although rather tall for a halfling, it otherwise just looks like a halfling in common clothes. No possessions on him. He's just shoved in a cage. You can't tell if there's no blood on him, so you can't tell if he died and then was thrown in here, or if he died while in here of starvation or something. The other cages, this one has a little bit of blood in it. This one has more blood in it, but both are otherwise empty.
Gotcha.
This one has... Yeah,
Oh, go ahead.
sure. This one has a little bit of just kind of... It looks like somebody was beginning to try and scratch something on the wall here, like prison scratchings, but they didn't end up making enough to be legible.
Gotcha. He's gonna walk over to the other group.
All right. Felicia, Nala, and Milos. Oh, I guess Milos isn't here. Felicia and Nala, what are you guys doing? This orc is still kind of... He's sitting up now rather than like being prone, and he's kind of trying to gather his bearings. As it seems like he's under a lot of... I wouldn't say stress, because it seems more really like deep in his soul and also physical, whatever he's experiencing. Like he's got something going through him right now. He's trying to recover from whatever was possessing him previously, probably.
Right. Hello?
Hello.
Okay. So these areas right here, like, we haven't seen it? Or...
Which area? What? Oh, that area. No.
We actually haven't been there yet.
We sent someone in there.
Correct.
There's brass on the tables that I might want to gather.
Yeah, you sent somebody in to scout that room out before releasing him, and he just said it was empty. He said it was the mess hall, basically.
So there's probably nothing there. I don't know. You guys are all looting the chests right now. I see.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I would like to do the same and open one chest.
All right. Go ahead and pick a chest, and we'll say you walk over and start looking at it.
Why is there like a green square here?
That was the magician orc's personal chest. We've already checked through that one, so I marked it.
Okay.
Carrick is gonna go over and see Nakarth struggling with one of the locked chests and gonna be like, "Do you want me to try and pick that lock for you?"
Please, I was not trained to do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my thieves tool to try and unlock it.
All right.
So how far
Once-
can I walk?
So we're
to
not in
heal?
we're not in a turn order or anything right now, so you can go as far as you want, really.
Oh.
Well,
So if you want to say like you're in here to check out a chest, you can just do that.
Yeah.
All right. So roll me an investigation check, Nala.
Investigation check. So just roll d20 minus 1.
Excellent.
when you're proficient and you still have a -1.
11.
11. Doesn't look trapped to you. Doesn't look locked. It looks like much like Leroy found earlier. It's a bedside chest.
Yeah.
Would you like to open it?
Yes, sir.
All right. So looking through the chest, you find again, some spare sheets and some spare clothes, things like that. A couple spare pillows, and again at the bottom you find a coin purse, and what appear to be like some tucked away like jerky and stuff, some snacks.
Snacks.
So you could
I
you
love
could
them
add
jerky.
you could take that jerky and add 1 ration, or you could keep the separate as jerky in your inventory. And then the coin purse would be, let's see, 100 gold pieces in that one.
Hell yeah.
Dang.
Thank you.
So,
So do I just add it into the...
Yep. If you click on your money in your equipment section, you can add that there.
equipment section on my character?
Yep.
Equipment.
Should be like some
Currency.
coins at the top right.
Then how many gold? Is it gold coins?
Yep, 100 gold coins.
Would you refer
Nice,
to
thank you.
whiskey as a potion?
That depends on your interpretation of it, I'd say.
Elixir of
Yes.
drunkenness.
Elixir of a good time.
I guess
Potion of never-ending spinning.
according to conditions, it would technically be a potion of poison. I suppose.
Yeah.
Carrick is gonna try and unlock this chest with his thieves tools.
Okay. Roll me dexterity and proficiency. Or intelligence, your choice.
Oh, okay, then that's a 16.
16. All right. It takes you just a minute. It's not like an easy lock for you to pick, but it also isn't meant to be like incredibly secure as a safe or anything. But you manage to pop it open. Will you step aside and let Nakarth look through it, or are you going to look through it?
Or you could look through it together.
Oh, that worked for me. Pop it open.
Sure.
All right, so you both lean in, like shoulder to shoulder, like struggling to reach into this chest together, but you manage to sort through it. Inside are a lot of, mostly empty glass vials, kind of stacked in various places, but some of them are full of some kind of liquid, various colors. There's greens, yellows, blues, reds, purples. I'd say maybe 24 small vials of liquid.
Oh,
Multicolored
Doctor's
liquid.
office.
Wow.
We should take those to identify later.
Yep.
Probably.
Yeah, I can identify them tomorrow.
what color is the liquid?
Multicolored. There's each vial has one color in it, but they're pretty much any color you can think of. There's no 2 colors that match even.
I
The-
will be
Oh, Lord.
potion.
Mind if I hold on to these vials? I can put them in my bag.
Yeah, sure. Otherwise, I would probably end up breaking these by accident.
That's fair.
Jordan.
I'll put them in the bag of holding.
One
You
second.
said a dozen or
24.
24 multicolored vials.
Sure, yep. And then if you want to count the empty vials as well, that would be around 80 empty vials if you want those.
Holy moly. I'm going to take like 20 empty vials.
All right.
Oh, we can do stress relief with those.
Yes.
Reiki, however the fuck you say it.
This is what I'm here for, specifically.
Or the better name, cupping.
So we'll switch back to Felicia for a second, since Felicia's internet dropped for a moment. So you see this half-orc is now kind of sitting up. He's groaning and kind of stretching, and he's very winded and he's very sweaty. Obviously has gone through a lot, but he's still he's recovering. He's trying to gather his strength so he can get out of here.
All right. Well, let me see here. Hey, Kath, I'm not sure how you're feeling, but I do have a spare potion if you'd like something to give you a little kick.
If you're sure, I mean, you've already done so much for me, just saving me from this. But like I said, I'm not dumb enough to refuse help.
Well, at the same time, I think you're in a tough spot, and if this makes it easier for us to make it out and move on from here, I'm more than happy to part with it. And I'm just gonna give him a healing potion.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you. He'll uncork it and just down it right down. He's no hesitation.
Shots.
Yep. He gets max healing. That's good. So he stretches, kind of pops his back a little bit, and stands up and says, much better. Thank you. He's still very sweaty, still very winded, but he's on his feet now.
Nice.
All right, Drost. I believe you were the first to investigate, so we'll get back to you now.
It looked like you indicated one of these other tables had more than just notes.
Sure. So, you can make an investigation if you want to see what's on there.
I would love to. Really. 11.
11. So, yep, you do find lots of notes. None of them really stand out to you as anything crazy valuable. Some of them are in common, and you're able to read them. Most of them are in this shorthand. They seem to all have been done by mostly the same couple people. You recognize a few different like handwriting styles and things, but all the same shorthand. The ones in common do speak of, again, this conjuration magic, mostly, and a little bit of abjuration. It appears that most of the research done here was focused on this singular ritual, at least for recent times. Additionally, you find... let me look up the actual name of this, because I didn't write it down, because I'm silly. You find a pair of glasses that do seem magical to you, or at least some kind of magical, mechanical something. If you would like to roll me an Arcana check, you might be able to see if you recognize them.
Happy to. 20.
20. You recognize these as Eyes of Minute Seeing.
Oh, nice.
Eyes of Minute Seeing.
Yep.
That's a real item.
It is. So you can see much better than normal out to a range of 1 foot while wearing them. You have an advantage on investigation checks that rely on sight while searching an area or studying an object within that range.
That is amazing.
Yep.
I should definitely
And
go to someone that studies locks.
And I wish I had them before investigating both of these tables.
You can re-investigate them again at a higher DC if you wish.
I would love to, actually.
All right. Would you like to investigate the table you're currently at then?
Sure.
All right.
Try out these glasses. 22.
22. Okay. So at this table, the glasses help you see underneath some of the notes you hadn't quite seen before. There's, they're not perfectly flat. There's something under them, and you kind of reach under, and there's a notebook. You flip open the notebook, and you recognize arcane sigils that you actually, You recognize them, to repeat myself. Unlike the shorthand you saw before. And you recognize this as some kind of a very small spellbook.
Ooh. Just tuck that away for the moment.
All right. Back to Leroy.
I want to open this chest, but I'm going to stand back and use my mage hand because I've been blowed up before.
Okay, go ahead and open it. I won't make you roll anything because there's no, not investigating it. So you pop it open and you kind of take a peek inside, making sure there's nothing explosive. And like the others so far, this one has the normal sheets and clothes and etc. At the bottom, there's no coin purse, but you do find a sack of something else. If you would like to roll me Arcana to see if you recognize it.
Is the sack squishy?
The sack is not squishy.
This is not dog poop.
Correct.
Okay. Sure, I'll check out the sack. Arcana, you said?
Arcana, yep.
That's a 10. I gotta stop rolling this die. I've crit failed 3 times in a row.
Rip.
Not now, but...
These are some kind of crystals. You definitely know they're magical. You recognize they are dragon shards of some kind, or at least imitation dragon shards. That's why you can grab at a glance.
Do they? So they look kind of like the one that that little bitch was using before?
He had some kind of star-shaped crystalline focus of some kind.
Okay, this is different. So I got a bag of dragon shards?
Yes, a bag of dragon shards. Again, all very small, none of them large enough to be very valuable, but who knows what they all add up to together.
Cool. I will write it down.
All right. Nikarith, and we'll bundle Karik with you, I guess. What are you guys doing?
Because I can't pick locks.
All right. Karik, are you going to pick the next one?
Sure. Is there another lock chest over there?
Yeah, all 3 of them are
Yeah,
locked.
there's
So.
2 more.
Okay, so I'll go to unlock the next one.
Okay, roll me
Or unlock it.
Roll me proficiency and your choice of intelligence and dexterity.
15.
15. All right. This one again takes you a minute, but maybe slightly faster because you're kind of familiar with at least the style of lock that this is now. You pop it open. Inside, there is a fair number of small trinkets, little bits of tools and things. Nothing that looks particularly valuable to you, but there are some more valuable things kind of in the corners, kind of tucked into the corners of the chest. Not like they were hidden, but more that they just aren't needed super often and were just put here for, not safekeeping, but just to store them away. Yeah. They're kind of wrapped in some kind of protective, like satin fabric, like something to cushion them in the back. You find something that looks like a flask, but maybe a bit rounder, not as flat. Something between a water skin and a flask, we'll say. You can roll me Arcana to see if you recognize it, or you can save it to identify.
Okay, I'm gonna roll Arcana.
Okay.
Yeah, I got 6.
Ooh. A 24.
What's
24.
this contraption as I hold it up and look into it?
Yep. You hold it up and look into it?
Yep, I'm biting that bullet. If I can't
Let
tell
me
that
just-
there's already water in it or liquid. Alright, then I'll open it and look into it. I'm not gonna look at it from underneath. Drink it.
Okay.
Drink it.
Nothing happens when you...
From a distance.
Yes. Nothing happens
Pour
when
one out
you...
for my homies.
Yes. Nothing happens when you open it. No liquid comes out, even though while you slosh it around, it sounds like liquid. Karik, you recognize this as a decanter of endless water.
Oh no.
Does it usually have a command word?
Time for shenanigans.
Yes, so it has command words. There are 3 of them. There is stream, fountain, and geyser for increasing amounts of water and pressure. It takes an action to uncork it and say a command word.
You can do so much cheesy shit with that item.
Yes.
This is a decanter of endless water.
I want to shoot it directly at Drost and Geyser.
I'm gonna let you do that, and I'm gonna open this last chest.
Well,
I'm gonna step
well,
out of it.
Well, first, Karek, do you inform him of the command word?
Yeah, I'll tell him the command word.
All
Oh,
right.
you bitch.
So, Ikareth, are you saying stream, fountain, or geyser as you uncork the
He's gonna duck and
Fountain.
fountain? Okay, it produces a bunch of water that just splashes onto the floor.
Oh.
Yeah.
Joss turns his head. What are you doing?
Oh, nothing. Geyser.
Geyser, okay. Drost, make me a strength saving throw.
Oh my god.
Roll for fire hose.
And
please.
Patch. Patch would be in the way.
I'll sidestep Patch.
He needs to make a strength save.
I don't want to hit
No,
Patch.
you already said it. You already said it. Patch, make a
Fuck.
strength.
Alright.
Do it.
Oh, it doesn't matter. He failed.
The first thing
Good
Dross
dog.
the first thing Dross is gonna do is instinctively, protect the book.
Sure.
And then
Oh,
he's
whoops.
gonna roll an 11 on his strength saving throw.
All right. Drost fails the strength saving throw, and if you could roll me a D4, Nakareth.
A D4.
A D4.
Okay. 1.
Drost, you take 1 bludgeoning damage and fall prone.
I feel like
The book is flung out of your grasp, bounces off the wall here, and lands right here.
Does Patch take the same?
I hope it's not in the water.
Dross literally gets fire hosed in the chest. You hear a ooh as he fucking slams onto the floor, and you see the book go flying.
No. Patch also gets toppled and takes the 1 bludgeoning damage.
I'll go over and pick up the book and make sure it doesn't, fall in the water. And then I'll go over and help Drost up.
We'll say it's fine. The book is fine. All right. Anyone else doing something at the moment?
Kark is gonna open that last chest.
Apologies, I
Alright.
couldn't
This
help
one?
myself.
Which chest? This one?
As I give you the book back.
No.
Chest.
I'm in this one.
Thank you.
All right.
Yes.
Go ahead and make me a roll card.
Yeah.
That's another 15.
All right. You are 5 seconds quicker than last time because you're getting really used to these chests, but you're rolling the exact same, so it's only 5 seconds quicker. Inside this one, surprisingly, it's fairly empty, but not because it's fairly full, but not because there's a lot of stuff in there. It's actually very cushioned, and inside there's some kind of orb, just kind of sitting in the cushion.
Ooh. I don't want to touch that.
Is it like a crystal ball kind of orb, or is it like
Yeah,
like
it's some
Is
kind
it
of. It's maybe a little. Sorry, what?
Is it a sphere of slope detection?
Oh my goodness.
It's maybe a little small to be used as a crystal ball. It's it's not like apple size. It's a little smaller. It's like maybe the size of a good strawberry, but spherical.
Gotcha. He's gonna pick it up, Kark, and he's gonna try to inspect it and look at it and figure out what it's about. Maybe can I make an Arcana check?
You may.
That's a 23.
Nice. You've seen one of these before. It's been a while. It's been a few years, but you have seen one at least. Maybe someone in your family before you had one, or maybe you just saw one while you were growing up. But you recognize a pearl of power.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah.
That sounds useful.
Yeah,
I have
it is.
pretty useful.
So, to explain, the Pearl of Power, while it is on your person, you can use an action to speak its command word and regain 1 expended spell slot. If the expel slot was a 4th level or higher, the new slot is 3rd level. So basically, you can only recover a 3rd level spell slot or lower, but it's 1 free extra spell slot per day.
I think I know who this will
Nothing
be.
to sneeze at.
Do I
That's
recognize
actually-
that?
What's
that?
I was asking if I recognize that, but probably.
If you want to roll me Arcana, you could.
Yeah, Leroy is not a smart person. 12.
12. Nah, you don't recognize it, but I mean, well, you recognize it, but you're not sure what it is. We'll say that.
Right, yeah.
You've seen people use them before. No idea what they are.
Oh, that thing looks neat. Maybe worth a local money.
Maybe.
Yeah. Can I check
I think it
out
might
that
be useful
bookshelf?
for us.
What was that, Carrick?
I said I think it might be useful for us.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
All right, Nala, would you like to open the last chest in there?
Sure.
You gonna check out the chest first, or you just gonna fling it open?
I'm sorry, Leroy. He's gonna
I'll
give it to
check
the
it
healer.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
All right, roll me investigation again.
Ten.
10. Now, doesn't look trapped. Looks like a chest.
Okay. Wait, I have to move my character where the chest is?
You don't necessarily have to, but it helps. Just to see.
I don't have to?
Nah.
This one, right?
Oh, this one here.
This one?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, so you open it up. Inside, like the others, there's the clothes and sheets, only this one you guys tossed and turned a bit earlier while you were searching through it. There are a handful of other crystals and things at the bottom of this one.
Crystals.
Yeah, you're not sure what they are. They're shiny. They're rocks. You could roll me Arcana to see if you recognize them, or you can just scoop them up.
Arcana?
You could also say out loud, I found some shiny crystals.
You could.
That's
Alright.
ridiculous.
But that's personal preference.
Do you have Arcana experience?
I'd say most of the other people in the party do, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I heard Karth.
So I breathe in for about 5 seconds and then yell out, I got some Arcana crystals!
Arcana crystals. All right.
Arcana crystals.
That's what I call it because I'm so bad at it.
You are playing a barbarian.
Yeah, I'm pretty stupid.
Do you want to scoop them up and bring them to somebody? Or are you just going to wait for somebody to come in and take a look?
Sure.
All right. Nala waits there with the chest open.
Karek is gonna go to Felicia.
All right. You see Felicia standing next to the half-orc, who is now actually standing next to Felicia, not on the floor like you saw him before, and he's still kind of stretching and popping various joints as he's getting ready to go, but he looks pretty much ready at this point.
Is Charlie here?
Hi.
Hi. Karek is gonna go to Felicia and be like, I found this pearl of power in one of the chests. I think it'll be useful for you. Help you keep us alive.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I will
Yeah, no problem.
I will look into this. Do I know what it does in character?
You can roll me Arcana to see.
He'll explain it to you.
Okay, there you go.
Okay. Thank you. All right.
So you can add that to your. If you go to your equipment and search for it, you should be able to add it.
Yeah.
It'll
so good.
require attunement and all that. But yep. All right. Anyone else doing something at the moment?
I suppose I'll go help Nala if I hear him, unless someone else is moving that way.
I don't think anyone.
Dark will go in and join you.
All right.
Or, yeah, Carrick, are you going to help
Assist
Nala?
it. Yeah. Do you want to double team this check? Get some advantage?
Yeah.
Sure.
I would like to investigate this desk up here.
All right. Roll me investigation, Nicard.
Okay.
Something about Arcana crystals?
Nat 20, motherfucker.
Nat 20 plus
0.
plus 0. All right, so 20 total. Yep. It looks like some kind of logging desk, if that makes sense. Like people sign when they have entered the room and things like that. Seems strange to you that it's at the back of the room, but that's where it is.
Yeah.
It's lots of names on there. You notice with your high investigation score. more than people you killed in here.
Hmm.
Oh Lord, how many people did they sacrifice? How long is the
How long is the list?
yeah.
The list is about 25 people long, give or take.
Well,
You take a second
there
to
were-
count all the unique entries that are not duplicates of the same person signing in at different days, and all that.
There were 7 corpses around the outside of the ritual, plus 3 people variously alive in cages.
Is the sheriff's name on this list?
Roll me. Actually, you already rolled investigation. Yes, the sheriff's name is on the list.
Okay, so it definitely could have been their list of hostages, but
Yeah, that's 11 out of 25. How many cultists did we kill? / let go. 6, 7. So that's only 18 people. There's still 7 people not accounted.
okay. I would, yeah. We don't know all the names of all the people we let go, so we can't even identify the other 7.
Yeah.
All right. At least we can take this to. Yeah, I'm gonna start taking that to Kesh. Is that what it was?
Keth.
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 Keth
Uh,
Tharashk.
Yes.
That's where the SH was.
Yep.
Yep.
Because we like easy names here.
All right. So, Karik and Drost, one of you can roll Arcana at advantage, or both of you can roll separately.
Why don't you take it at advantage, Kark?
Alrighty. Ooh, that's a 14.
14. So, you recognize some etchings on some of these crystals, and some of them look like arcane glyphs you'd find in a spell book, like actual glyphs representing a spell. Others don't. Others look custom or strange, or maybe designed to tie other glyphs together, but all of them are kind of etched in this strange way. None of them appear magical in nature outside of these etchings that are kind of carved into them. They all are about large enough to fit in the palm of your hand. They don't. They don't appear to be glass necessarily, but they don't appear to be much more valuable than that outside of these whatever was done to them.
We should investigate these later.
Yeah. Tomorrow I can actually figure out what they are and guess a spell that will do that.
All right. Any other orders of business?
Search this shelf next to me.
Okay. Leroy, roll me investigation.
Alright. Not using that die this time. 14. So much better.
14. You find a lot of books. They are mostly... a couple of them are journals. A couple of them are kind of personal notebooks of just ideas written down and things, but a couple at the back look more interesting to you. Let me roll real quick. One of them looks like it has a number of, you don't know how useful, but some kind of arcane glyphs and spells in it. And the other... Ooh. The other one you open up, and it's not a book at all.
Okay.
It's hollow on the inside.
Oh,
And what
I did this once.
And what you find on the inside of this hollow book is actually a small lockbox.
Oh. How sturdy does it seem?
Well, it's made of some kind of fairly thick metal. You can tell that whatever's inside it isn't particularly large. It's pretty hefty in your hand, this box, and the lock looks arcane in nature.
Okay. Well... I will take the lockbox and figure out how to open it later.
All right.
Do I feel like I might be able to break it open in any way?
You can try.
I will huck it at the wall as hard as I can.
Don't break what's in it, you dingus.
Okay, make me an improvised ranged attack roll.
That's dexterity.
Yes.
19.
19. One of the corners kind of dents, but like it kind of gets bent inwards a little bit, but it doesn't pop
I'm gonna
up.
let someone who's better with locks handle this.
All right.
So I'll pick that up, and then what kind of tools are these?
The tools on the floor. Kind of a mixture. There's actually a couple sets of tools there. There's like some basic tinker's tools, some alchemy tools, and yeah, I'll say that's pretty much it there. A few more mundane tools like some wrenches and like a hammer, things like that were probably used to construct whatever this is here, and perhaps other furniture around the place, or perhaps as part of constructing the cages. Who knows?
All right.
Mundane
Well,
tools.
I will collect the tinker's tools and the alchemist supplies because I'm proficient with those and don't have them. So,
All right.
probably make use of those.
All right.
And then I'll go find who was picking our locks earlier. Was that Carrick?
Yes.
Hey, Carrick, could I get some help with this?
Oh, sure. Yeah, what's up?
I pull out the box and show it to him and say, it's a little too sturdy for me to break into it. Could you try opening it up?
Is there a lock on it?
Yeah, and it seems magical.
I'll try to unlock it.
All right.
Right. And I'll try to sort of give guidance. I'll say this is what I saw,
Sure.
Is that a D4?
That's a D4, yeah. I don't know if this counts as helping either, but angle shooting,
Ooh, that's nice. We're talking 24.
24. Okay. It takes you a while, but you can feel yourself making progress slowly. So in the meantime, I'm going to let some other people do things if they need to, but
I want to check out the room that no one checked out yet.
And if we help Nala sufficiently, I was going to head back to this desk and look over it again.
okay. Go ahead and make me an investigation roll at advantage.
Yeah, pop a squat on the bed and try and get this.
Woo! Let me know when you're ready, Jordan.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Natty 20 for a 24.
Nice. All right. So these glasses, they have lenses that kind of pop over your eyes and zoom in a bit, and then these various different motions to help you zoom in on different parts of the table. You find no more notes than you saw before, no more dragon shards or anything, but you do notice a drawer kind of tucked underneath that you didn't notice before, and as you tug on it, it doesn't seem like it's particularly well built, more like hastily kind of trying to hide something tucked in there. So you kind of tear it out, just kind of accidentally while you're pulling on it. It's almost more like taped up there than really built into the desk.
You just hear a little whoops.
Yes. Inside, you find a ring of keys. And some notes. What languages do you know, Drost?
Drost knows Common, Giant, and Infernal.
You do not recognize the language, but it does look intelligible to you.
Okay, so I did take the dishevel notes before, the ones in the code. So I'll go ahead and stuff this with them and just keep them for later.
Okay, so there's some keys and some kind of note that you haven't translated.
Yep. Drostel. No one else is in the room, are they?
Just Patch.
There's nothing really left to unlock, is there?
Nope.
Yep.
Not that you can see.
I
Hmm,
guess I'll start inspecting the chair.
yeah.
Okay. Roll me investigation.
I'll help him with that.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I natty one for the first one, but the other was a 13, so that turns into a 17.
17. Okay. This chair, at first, it looks like it's mostly just a fancy chair. Like somebody had some hubris and just wanted to build a fancy chair. But on a closer inspection, you notice some needles in the armrests that point upwards.
Needles.
Yep, they go into the chair somewhere. You can't tell where. It's embedded somewhere inside the chair, but you definitely tell that something's strange about this chair.
This chair is the laziest
Yeah,
way to
like-
do heroin.
Wait. So when someone sits
No,
on it, it
blood
goes
magic.
like on the butt.
Armrests.
No, it's in the arms.
Armrest.
So you put your
Oh.
hands down onto the needles,
Okay.
basically,
unless you
so that you
sit-
bleed.
Yeah, unless you sit on the armrests, but
That's how you sit on a chair, right?
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sure
Anywhere but
someone's
the seat.
done it. It's a big chair. I mean, you could probably sit on it.
Could I try to figure out the nature of those needles, like what they're there for?
the location of the needles. Yeah, make me a. Well, let's see. What tools are you proficient with?
Alchemist supplies and tinker's tools.
Tinker's tools. Sure. Make me an intelligence and proficiency check.
All right. Oh, heck. 18?
All right. So you actually get out some of your Tinker's tools and you start to kind of pry at the needles and kind of try to pop open parts of the chair. And you found that it's not super sturdily built. It's some kind of a prototype. The needles lead to some tubes that lead into some kind of, and they're red tubes, lead into some kind of red vials at the back, kind of inside the thing, and some kind of arcane pump.
Seems like this might be to collect blood from someone.
Oh, that's horrifying.
Yes. Wonder if they have vampires here. I wonder if they have vampires here.
He's
I
just
was
thinking.
laughing.
Joss is just staring off into space thinking. He's not really.
Do the vials at the back seem to be filled with blood?
Some kind of red liquid. It's hard to tell without, opening it, but they're so full you can't even slosh it around to see the properties of it. It's, but it's red. It's probably the color of blood.
Huh. I pick up one of the vials.
All right. You just gonna try and work it out of the machine and pocket it, or what's your plan?
Well, I want to maybe pour some on the ground, not on the ritual sigil.
Okay.
Just maybe over here. Just try to get a sense of the viscosity and all that.
All right.
I want to know blood.
All right. You pour a little bit on the ground. Drost, what's your reaction to this?
Oh, he just looks down. He's like, okay.
All right. And yep, it looks like blood. You've poured a small
All right.
small puddle of blood on the floor.
All right. How many vials are there?
We'll say 4 vials total. It's probably rather 2 large vials, but in D&D vial size, we'll say 4 vials.
Cool. Can I take them and stopper them and save them?
Sure, you may do that. 4 vials of unknown blood.
Man, good stuff to have.
Why do you need to keep that?
I wouldn't worry about it.
You don't even have blood.
Yep.
Okay.
That didn't answer any questions.
Good to know.
All right. Anyone else?
Blood is a material component for a number of spells, friend.
Then maybe you just shouldn't cast those spells. Oh wait,
You
I'm not
say
even
that.
there.
Not even in the room.
Yep, I'm stowing these.
All right. Who's doing what? Anything else in here?
I want to check this room.
Okay.
Carrick is still trying to unlock that box.
Oh, which box? Oh, right, the box you're handed. I'm sorry, I forgot about that.
No worries.
What did you roll on that, or if you have already? Oh, right, no, you did. You got a 24, I think?
Yeah, it was a 24.
Okay. So it's taken you a while, but you have managed it. You pop open the box, and you find some kind of amulet inside. It's rather a long chain for an amulet, but it is indeed an amulet. That's all.
Can I roll on is it magical?
It appears magical, yeah.
Can I roll and see if I can tell what it is, or?
You may.
That is a 24 again. Wow.
24 again. Okay. You've only heard of these, never seen one, mostly because they've been mentioned here and there as, something that might be useful if you get yourself stuck in certain situations, but this is an amulet of proof against detection and location.
Oh,
Ooh.
nice.
Interesting. Okay.
So, while wearing this amulet, you are hidden from divination magic. You can't be targeted by such magic or perceived through magical scrying sensors.
I'm gonna go back to Leroy and be like, "Oh, this is amulet will protect you from anyone trying to peek in using divination magic on you." This is what was inside the box.
Oh, okay. Well, that seems like it would probably be fairly useful. Wait, why am I saying that inside my head? Thank you for that. That seems fairly useful. I'll take it and put it on.
All right.
Yeah, no problem.
Who's up? Nakarth, I guess.
Yeah.
So you see this room, bunch of tables, bunch of chairs. There's some kind of bar over here. It's empty. I mean, there's dishes on it, but nothing crazy fancy. There's some fairly nice lights hanging from the ceiling. It's a little bit. So these rooms in here were high ceilings, but not like incredibly high. This one is about as high as the room up here was, like more of like a 15-foot high room, pretty tall. So some pretty nice lighting fixtures hanging from above, but nothing incredibly ornate.
Any chance there's alcohol at this bar at all that
Make
I can
me
steal?
perception.
Fuck yeah. Where is that? 16 plus 4, 20.
All right. It's mostly food behind the bar. It's less. I guess it's less of a bar and more of a counter. But there is actually a few bottles of wine tucked away.
Nice. I will grab one, uncork it, and start sipping it, and then go check out the store.
Okay. And inside the door is pretty narrow area, but it's mostly narrow because I didn't want to flesh out this section too much. But it's a kitchen, really. Fairly normal looking kitchen as far as you're aware. Although a lot of the tools, you see more tools than you would expect for this amount of space, and some of them are like kind of floating rather than hanging in different places. It's some kind of a magic kitchen.
Interesting. I'll go back out and like steal a piece of bread too, and then come back out.
If you want something better to drink, I have some nice whiskey here.
Ooh.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know if it's nice or not. I don't drink anything.
No. Unfortunate.
But
It's one of the few pleasures of the world.
Yeah, well, as I'm saying this, I'm sort of prying the brass fittings off of the table I'm sitting at.
All right. Are you actually trying? Would you like to roll a strength check for that, or is it just fluff?
I mean, I could
All
I
right.
don't want to roll a strength check, but I can do it.
Roll me a strength check.
It's a 5 for a total of 4.
4. So you're less prying the brass fittings from the table and more just like running your fingers over the table, unable to get a grip on anything.
Okay.
So to Nakara, it just looks like you're kind of stroking the table kind of awkwardly.
Nothing weird about that. I normally pet things that are made of the same stuff as me. It's a normal thing.
Please don't tell me you stroke your wood.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's better that way. I say as I start chugging the bottle and walking away.
So is Nakara just like dual wielding whiskey and wine right now?
The whiskey's going in his pack. for
Okay,
now.
fair enough.
We're not mixing those.
That's fair.
Is that a bad idea? Alright, I'll give you one of the
it depends.
one of the bottles.
Okay. It depends on what Nakara likes. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like mixing whiskey and wine is weird.
Oh yeah,
I do too.
that's the point. Yes.
Unless you mix them together and then drink it.
That's still bad.
All
I'm
right.
sure.
Any other orders of business here in this strange place?
Nope, I'm ready to go.
You guys seem really swell. Would you mind if I were to accompany you guys for helping out this other gentleman that you've been with? James?
I don't. Well, I don't know who you are yet, so let's talk with everyone else.
All right. Does
That's
that everyone want to gather up and where Felicia and Keth are? Is that a?
I will totally take one last look for something I can use the keys on, but other than that, I have nothing else.
Sure. Make me an investigation check. Why not?
All right. Normal or advantage?
Normal, because this is less you investigating a small area and more you looking around trying to find where to fit this.
Nice. 12, so 16.
Square inch.
12, you said?
16 total.
16
Rolled a
total.
12.
Gotcha. Okay. So looking around, you see all these locks already picked open. You try a couple keys of them. None of them fit. At least not in these chests in this room, if that's where you're checking. There's no keyholes in the chair. There's no locked drawers in the desks.
Well, man, now you're just making me want to check the entire rest of the site.
You can do what you want.
I'll just check this one desk and then I'll be done here, but I'm keeping the keys.
All right. No locked drawers in the desk.
All right. I suppose I'll meet up with the rest of the group then.
Alright, so I'll assume everybody kind of meanders on over here at some point. D&D Beyond's being weird from here. D&D Beyond, roll 20.
Wow, why am I in a cage?
Because when I picked you up to grab you and move you, the screen also moved as if I was like, grabbing to move around the screen. Roll 20, speed, roll 20.
My rage, I'm still just a rat in a cage. No.
Alright, so you guys have gathered together with all of your various loot from this place.
Loot?
Indeed.
Felicia, have you anything to? It's been a bit since we've interacted with you, so I'll give you a chance to. If you wanted to say anything to Keth in private first before everyone came back, that's a possibility. Or if you just want to address the group or whatever.
I think what I'd said to Keth previously was kind of the point I wanted to get across. I'm just gonna ask everyone. All right. Anything notable you all found while you were rooting about?
Well, I found this wonderful little amulet.
What's it do?
Well, Carrick said that it makes me immune to divination magics. Which I don't have mind.
I'm
May I?
not sure if you already know, but we found some crystals that's useless to me.
Oh,
But it
I
might be
found some as
useful.
well.
All right.
Actually, would you
What?
please?
I was just gonna say I can identify what those are tomorrow.
I can't hear him. It's like muffled.
He said he'll identify things tomorrow.
Hmm.
All right.
I just feel I need it.
What is it?
Fair enough.
I I just would very much like that amulet.
Oh. Well,
Which amulet?
we
The
can.
non-detection one.
Why?
Yeah, I'm not too attached to it. So, you said this was Milos talking?
No, Nakareth.
Nakara. Yeah, Nakara, here. Honestly, I don't need it. I talk to a god all the time. It might actually be inconvenient. So I'll take it off and hand it over.
Oh, thank you for not even questioning.
Oh, you're welcome. All right, so you can add that amulet of proof against detection and location.
Fuck yeah. Fuck you, Kiori. You're not gonna find me.
Rude of you.
All right. Anyone else have any comments before you guys leave?
Dross will go ahead and show everyone he has the keys and say, hey, if you need something unlocked, I guess I found some keys.
Bet those would have been good for those chests you guys spent all the time on.
Probably.
That's real.
I've
Well-
been wondering whether you guys would mind my accompanying you in your further journeys,
I don't see why
or if I
not.
should just. I'm sort of an itinerant right now.
Why do they have you trapped here?
I'm not entirely clear on that. I've done a lot of things to a lot of people.
What kind of things to what kind of people?
Oh shit.
That is an excellent question. I've healed so many people, robots like me, and also I have blasted a number of people in the past. I wouldn't worry about whom they worked or not. Really, I just I'm very good at getting into and out of places and not getting too hurt in the process. I say, taking note of all of the burns and melted stuff on me.
He seems useful.
My profession for the majority of my existence has been to assist a strike team of others like myself in certain specialized combat situations, infiltration and such forth.
Well, you were a great help. I'd be happy to have you.
Well, that's very kind of you.
Actually, I'd be fine with you joining us as well.
All right. Shall we have a vote?
Hmm.
Is anyone against?
Not it.
Sounds like the ayes have it.
I think you're in.
Oh,
I think so.
privileged to join y'all.
Pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
Leroy, right?
Yeah, I go by Leroy. Thanks for asking. Yeah, it's easier for people to say than my actual designation, which I've been told looks sort of like Leroy. So
Do you have a
Yeah.
last name?
Aw07.
Hmm. Roy? Alright.
No,
you
his
forget-
last name is not Jenkins.
Great. Nope.
I'm sorry,
Uh,
that's all I can think of every time I see Leroy.
Oh my
I
god.
Jenkins!
I think of Leroy Jenkins.
That was actually entirely unintentional. But, man, I gotta go in deep now.
Please don't, you're a squishy ass warlock.
I am really squishy. Which would be in character for the meme.
Oh lord. You're right.
I do have a question for Keth.
All right.
Keth, do you know of anything we should do? Any way we can help you? We're not sure who to trust in this town. Who to-
Well, right now, neither do I, to be honest. You see, I think first step we should return to town. Maybe I can assess from there, but it sounds like someone, I assume the Orem, has corrupted the guard and potentially the local church, if they were not already corrupted long ago. And it sounds like they took me out first in order to conduct whatever this business is here. That's my intuition, at least. And I should return to set it all right. That's my my current thoughts, at least. It'll depend on what I see when we get there.
Now, if I could make a suggestion, well, there's obviously a lot for us to do here. I think if we can make our way back into town or even set up camp, we're all pretty spent right now. I think it would benefit us greatly to have some level of rest, especially for you, Kath, before we undertake anything in the town.
I'd certainly
agree with
appreciate
that.
that. Yes, indeed. I'd certainly appreciate my bed in town, but if you think there's too much danger, then we can make camp. I'm used to camp. That is fine. I can do that.
Do you think people know you well enough that if you had a cloak over you, that you would be stopped in town, or do you think that we could make it in without causing a ruckus?
Well, I think I can go unnoticed if needed. Yes.
Okay. Then why don't we do that?
Alright, let's take a rest.
Is there anything stopping us from resting in here?
Other than
No.
the blood on the floor, and the dead bodies,
No.
and
But the DM took him away.
well, there's still some in the cafeteria or
That's
whatever the
true.
mess hall. This place. There's the orc corpse in the cage.
But there are also beds in the chests,
Untrue.
test rooms.
You guys gonna double up on the twin beds?
Yeah, there's only 8 of us.
No. Let's push all the beds together and make us one super bed. And lay together.
Oh my
Ross,
god!
are you
cuddle
gonna be
cuddle.
little spoon or big spoon?
Let's not.
I am strongly in opposition of this terrible idea.
Just imagine, like, 2 Goliaths sharing a dorm bed.
We'll be yeah.
Imagine Faye just sandwiched in between the 2 Goliaths.
Yeah.
I'm not
You
here
can
for
just
your
be
filthy
the
fantasies, you
outer breads
horrible man.
of the bed.
Alright.
All right.
So, yes, but
Back in character.
have a change of scenery.
Agreed.
Let's not keep this poor man in the place where he was just held captive.
Yeah, let's head out and we can camp out and then head to town tomorrow.
Kieran, you're wrestling a lot.
Sorry.
All good. Someone want to make me an intelligence check to see if they know what time of night it is now?
Yes.
I do not want to do that.
My intelligence is poor.
I rolled a 10.
I rolled a 12.
I rolled a 4. I have no fucking idea what time it is.
Not one.
Yeah, I rolled
Plus
a 5.
zero.
Are you really? Wow.
I've been here for a while.
Oh, intelligence? Actually, I rolled an 8.
Okay. So It's night. You guys know that.
It's night. We go up and then we'll sleep because it's night.
That's true.
That's how we do.
Let's
Wow.
go sleep.
Sounds
All
good.
right.
Good.
All right, so we'll assume you all leave
Where's the exit to this place again?
down here. But...
No, I know.
Okay. I'm gonna do one of these. Bloop. And we're missing some tokens. Hold on. We are missing Felicia, Nala, and Leroy.
Why?
Wait, what?
Because I did some copy and pasting between episodes before, but not everyone was here. And,
Oh, I thought I had done
There you
something.
go.
blip. There we go.
Right.
So here, we're back at our map of the town of Galt and the local area around Galt, mostly to the northwest. So you guys were kind of on the eastern wall over here somewhere, basically. You guys gonna try and you're wrestling quite a lot, Kieran.
Sorry, I'm fidgety.
Oh, good. So you guys gonna kind of just move out into the fields that way, or are you gonna pick a different direction? Are you gonna? What's the plan here?
There's a forest to east, west.
Yes, that is a several-day journey on that map.
Right, that's a big map. Big map.
Big map.
Okay.
Yes.
Big
I
map.
think first we go back to where were we staying? The
Brass
bolt?
What?
Brass
Brass bolt. No, brass bolt.
Didn't you guys say you wanted to camp, or are you not in agreement? on
We
that?
were gonna camp, so we were
Okay.
rolling back into town with like spell slots refilled.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so yeah, no, let's make camp. We'll go in shifts.
Where is this place again?
So you guys were outside of the eastern wall. There's kind of a little entrance that goes underneath Galt from there. But
Okay.
so you're like out. You're facing farmland essentially.
Oh, okay.
There's a bunch of moons in the sky overhead. They're so bright you can hardly see the stars right now because it's a brand new moon for the month of Baracus. But
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Set up camp somewhere inobtrusive.
Yeah, let's do it.
all right, if somebody would like to make me a survival check to find a good camping location that is secluded.
I can do that. 16 plus 4, 20 total.
All right. So you find some different paths in the farmland. Not a ton of paths around, as it's mostly magically automated farmland with the crops that float and trim and plant and sow and all that, as you guys have seen on your way into Gold. But there are a few paths here and there, and you find right at the intersection of one, there's a little bit of a clearing that you could probably camp there. It's far enough away from town that you wouldn't be seen from the wall, as long as you don't make any light or anything.
Okay. Sleep here? No light?
Sure. Yeah. I'll take watch.
All right.
I can take a watch as well.
You don't need to.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if you'd like to sit next to me,
Sure.
don't make great conversation.
Don't make conversation.
I will be off, but watching.
Oh. Well, in that case, I'll just sleep.
Most people do.
All right.
Carl will drink an entire bottle of wine before I lay down to bed.
Make me a Constitution saving throw at disadvantage.
That's
It's
very
time for bed.
fair. Yep. 6 plus 0, so 6.
6. Yeah. So you get like halfway through the bottle, and then you're so drunk you just pass out, and the bottle just kind of starts to spill onto the ground unless anyone else like tries to pick it up.
I'll catch it.
Right. So you have half a bottle of wine, and Nakareth is very loudly snoring. Is very deep asleep, kind of just sprawled with his limbs out in random directions, and
Oh, I've got a solution for. I'm gonna put some ball bearings under his back. That's fix it, right?
What?
If no one stops him, that's what's gonna happen.
It's an old joke about like
I'm asleep.
you make a snore and you just like try a million things and you feel good that you're doing stuff, but none of it works.
Okay.
No, I won't. I'm not gonna Princess and the Pea him.
All right. So Leroy is the only watch tonight. Make me a perception check.
All right. 17.
17.
Yeah.
As you sit there in your inert state, just kind of tuned out, letting your body rest while your mind is able to focus on what's around you, you see the guard change a few times over the night. The lights, the torches passing along the edge of the wall, and the faint breeze and the wind blowing the crops around you, things like that. But nothing out of the ordinary. It's a fairly peaceful evening, if a little bright from the moon above.
All right.
You all awake except Nakareth in the morning, who is still snoring.
Does Nakar
man.
have
Oh no.
the vial, the thing of water visible?
Make me
Probably.
make me an investigation check.
I'll get nice and close looking through his bags and stuff.
Okay, then at advantage with your glasses.
All right, that is a.
Passive perception of 19, if that helps anything.
Oh, he's not being sneaky. That is a 19.
19. Okay.
Uh-oh.
You spot it. He has it. It's in his possessions. It's not like buried or hidden in there, and he doesn't have it like visible, but be able to find it fairly quickly.
I'll just go ahead and wiggle it out.
Make me a sleight of hand check.
Sleight of hand. Now I'm also gonna roll. Oh wait, sleight of hand, not stealth.
Yeah.
All right, so not disadvantage.
Right.
Wait, what is this?
Oh, flat 18.
All right. Yep. You would have had to roll pretty low for Nakarth to notice through his drunken slumber. So, yep. You pop it out.
Now who was the one that found this? Was it Carrick or Leroy?
It was Carrick.
Carrick. He'll turn to Carrick and say, what was the command words?
No.
I deserve this.
It's Geyser.
Don't give him any of the reason.
Pointing over.
Just Geyser.
Geyser with a question mark? Okay. You automatically fail your strength saving throw, I'm going to say, Nakareth, because you're asleep.
That's fair.
So, go ahead and roll me a d4. Drost.
D4, and we rolled a 4.
Okay. So yeah, he
rest.
takes 4 bludgeoning damage. You're rudely awoken to splashing water as I believe it's 50 gallons of water start pouring out of this thing rapidly.
Yeah, in like 2 seconds or something.
Nakareth is pushed 15 feet by the blast. It just into the crops, and like a bunch of crops are knocked over. This is big puddle everywhere. Yeah.
Sorry.
Drost is losing his shit laughing. That was the funniest thing he's seen in a while.
Just sitting on the ground, just beaming.
I'll go ahead and hand the
That's the
flask to Karek. Please be responsible with this.
I'll do my best.
I crawl back over to everyone. Rude.
Good morning.
Sunshine.
I deserve that.
I mean, yeah.
Just a little.
My head.
Are you all always like this? Is this is the normal around here?
Just Drost in the car.
No.
Oh,
This
okay.
was just a post-victory anomaly for Nakareth. He's never a boorish ass. Not once in his life.
Yep, nope, not once.
Not on purpose. I just don't know the customs here.
I see.
roll,
I see.
roll for sarcasm.
Is everyone prepared to get back into town? I don't want to interrupt your celebrations by any means, but I would
No,
like to
no.
fix the town as soon as possible.
It's out of
Let's
my
get you
system now.
reinstated.
This is more important.
Okay, who in town could we take you to first who would just get you reinstated without any sort of issue? Who do you trust?
Who do I trust in town? Well, the Timbers are quite good friends of mine. If you've met them, they own the local blacksmith and the most popular pub in town, pub and inn.
Okay.
Yeah.
The brass chain.
Yes, that would be it. The brass chain, the brass bolt. Those are the Timbers. We go way back.
Oh.
Yes.
It wasn't Abe that wanted me to rescue him. It was to the timber dude from the smithy.
Oh, N sent you. Okay, well, that would be rather strange if Abe sent you, but I wasn't going to question it. Abe is a good friend too, although he's I'm not sure if he'd noticed I was gone.
What's the first name
Some
of the Timbers
friend.
guy?
So there's N Timbers, ENN
And
is
ENN.
the male gnome owner of the brass chain.
that's the dude I spent 2 weeks with.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that you forgot the name of. Rip Drost.
My notes are I'm fixing my notes.
That's fair. No worries,
You
no
know, you
worries.
just become so close friends with someone. It gets awkward about asking what their name is.
And the wife is
Orla.
You
Orla.
joke, but that's happened to me before.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
happened
yes.
to me too.
It's a real thing.
All right, good. I'm not the only asshole.
All right, so everyone ready to begin making their way back into Gult?
Joss will stop everyone for a second. It just occurred to me, we may be wanted by the guard.
4?
Why would we be wanted by the god?
Why
So
would
you
you be
remember-
wanted by the guard?
So do you remember last night when we were heading here and we got jumped on the way out?
No.
Yeah, you were
Not,
there.
not you, Leroy.
I was off chasing other people, wasn't I?
Yes.
Nakareth was chasing someone. I think.
All right. Well, Dross, those were members of the Aurum. We know that for sure, and that's why if we get to the right people in the guard who have their sheriff coming back to them, we're protected. So we just need to see the right people first.
Yes, I just realized though that we have to pass through the gate first and we might have problems. So
I've historically been pretty good at think things over.
all right, fingers crossed.
Natty 1 coming up.
It's always the way.
Bloodbath incoming.
And as you mentioned earlier, perhaps I should stay concealed for a while. But if things start to go south, I'm the sheriff of this town. I can reveal myself, and hopefully we'll be able to, find a solution that way. Now, if the guard is so corrupt that even they would, attack me, then that's a problem to tackle then. But it's an option.
All right.
I'm
That's
revising our position here. I think you and I should walk in side by side and have the rest in tow. And we have, in truth, we have rescued you from your circumstance. Now we can tell a different story than what really happened until the moment comes. But anything that they're gonna try to yell at us for is gonna be smoothed over by the fact that we just brought the sheriff back to town.
Ah, clever. So, say I got, say my patrol out into the woods. I wasn't intending to go into the woods, but say I was distracted and I wandered into the woods and got trapped there, injured in some way, and you all came to my aid, yes? How does this sound?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'd
you
li-
had
I-
a log fall over on your leg. You were trapped under it. We were able to get you out.
Yes, yes. He kind of glances at his leg. Well, we'll need to make it convincing, won't we?
Tear up the fabric. We're accomplished healers.
Okay, fair enough. He just begins kind of ripping some shreds into his fabric, some kind of tears and gashes. Tries to make it look convincing. He's actually going to roll for it. He rolled a natural 20, so it looks exactly like a log landed on his leg. And you swear there's some blood there, but there's not. It's just him, like, grabbing some mud from the ground and stuff.
Oh, very well done.
Choice work. Damn. Yeah.
I have my moments, yes. Thank you.
You're used to this.
Yeah, so, as I said, there's not many people in this town I can trust, so...
Fair.
All right. Well,
Shall we
before
go?
we go in, does anyone have any questions?
Nah,
Let's go straight to the guardhouse.
let's do it.
Let's go.
Or